One of my favorite things about the 5th generation with the PS1, the Saturn, and even the N64, there were just so many games that were unique and didn't feel like replicates of each other. It was also the era where we saw a big change in graphics. I mean, from 16-bit, we're used to side-scrollers, now we're moving on to some 3D polygon textures. As many of you know who watch this channel or just love PS1 games, there's a whole lot on this system. There's so many games that I don't even know every game on this console, and I'm sure you don't either, unless maybe you're just some guy who studies PS1 games 24/7 or something. A strange game that I've been wanting to play for a while now is No One Can Stop Mr. Domino. Yep, that's a freaking sentence right there. I've talked about this game on my must-play puzzle games for PS1 video months ago, so definitely check that video out if you want to see more about that. But I wanted to play more of this game since I made that, so I finally got the chance to do so here I am. Sit back, relax, let's go over No One Can Stop Mr. Domino for the original PlayStation. No One Can Stop Mr. Domino was developed and released in 1998 only for the original PlayStation. It was developed by ArtDink and published by Acclaim in the States. ArtDink is a very unique developer. They've made so many games, a lot of them stayed in Japan. The most popular game series that they've made that stayed there is the A-Train games. These are pretty much like train simulators. There's a ton of these. Games released outside Japan, we got Aquanaut's Holiday, which is a underwater type of simulator game. They even made Tale of the Sun, a very strange looking prehistoric type of game. When I started playing this game, I was hoping there would be some kind of story of what's going on, but there's not. It has an opening cutscene with all these different domino pieces with faces on them dancing around. And that's about all you get here, so you know one thing, no one's gonna stop these dominoes from running. Mr. Domino is an endless runner puzzle type of game here. The controls are very simple with this game. You're on this racetrack and you can't stop running, you're always moving, and it does end up looping at some point. And you can use the up button to go faster, holding down will make you go slower, and if you want to change lanes, you just hold left or right. The last thing you can do is you can use any of the symbol buttons, X, square, triangle, circle, and you'll place dominoes from behind you. You can hold that button down, and you'll release a domino every time you're on a new tile. The goal of this game is you need to place dominoes all along the racetrack, and there's these things called tricks you'll encounter, these glowy things. You need to place the dominoes right in front of those when you're on your first lap, and on your second lap or so, you need to hit those dominoes to trigger the trick. Also, when you start the game, you can depict Mr. Domino or Mrs. Domino. Yeah, look at that. You can even change the numbers on your back too if you want. Nothing really to do with the gameplay, but still, it's here if you want to. I picked 7 and 8 because it spells ho. Your HUD's very straightforward too. In the top left, you have your score multiplier. That's that big bar you see that's vertical, and that goes into the next thing that's beside it. Those are your tricks, those little disc things, circle things you see. There's usually like 5 or more per level. Pretty much when you fill up all those things, you move on to the next stage. The top right shows your score, and the bottom right shows how many dominoes you have. If you don't have any dominoes, well, you can't play any until you knock some over. This game definitely has its own style of a puzzle game. As mentioned, it's like an endless runner, so you're on this racetrack that keeps looping around all these weird environments. Looks like they pulled it out of Toy Story or something like that. You need to place dominoes on your first lap. So your first lap is going to be your setup. And like I said, you'll need to activate those tricks, which those are those tiles that are kind of glowing. You'll put the dominoes right in front of that, and then on your next lap, you'll knock it over, it'll activate the trick, and the trick is just some wacky stuff. It could be like this guy hitting a pool ball on a pool table and it lands on the racetrack. It could be like this lady here, she's getting something out of the oven, turns out it's a bomb and she blows up. Or you could see this random shout coming out of this package here in the store. Seriously, I'm not making any of this up. I mean, you're seeing this, right? This game is so freaking weird. The game definitely has a lot of Japanese humor. Other than the tricks you can do in this game, there's definitely other tiles you need to watch out for. There's these 2 speed tiles, one slow down, and that is the red one, it'll make you go slow, and then the blue one is speed up. You'll run really fast, but it can also help you run into something bad. These pink R-shaped tiles are reset tiles, and well, these are kind of weird. So you can use these to reset what you've done in the level, all the dominoes you set up, and everything will literally restart. But you may not want to hit this because you might almost be done with the level, and then you hit that, well, guess what? You start all over again, and it doesn't recover your stamina. Not a tile, but you'll see obstacles all the time, and if you hit an obstacle, then you'll kind of bounce off for a second, and then you'll move to the next lane where you got hit. The most important tile, other than the trick tiles, is definitely the hint tiles, and they're kind of like flashing red. You'll see it easily, it's not hard to miss. If you set dominoes on those after you've set it up for the trick, whenever you perform a trick, it'll hit that hint box, and if you got dominoes set on there, it'll just travel until it hits another tile. You could honestly beat the level doing it this way. I've done it a few times in this game, and you kind of master the levels when you do that. And your score amplifier just goes crazy when you do this too. It's kind of nice to see those numbers go up. You do have stamina in this game. It's not a meter you can see, so how it works is it's actually the color of your domino character. You'll change from white to black, and whenever you're changing to black, you'll see this hurry up come across screen, and it's got like a little sound effect. It gives you about 10 seconds or so, but if you can find a health tile, which is those cross-shaped ones, they'll heal your stamina. But if you don't, and you don't get the last trick, then you get a game over and you gotta start the level again if you have any continues. You get a total of 5 retries in the entire playthrough of your game, and if you use all 5 of those, well, you gotta start the game again. But you can save in between stages, so if you gotta stop for now and come back later, you always have the choice to do that. This game, unfortunately, it's freaking over before you know it. There's only 6 stages in this entire game, and if you get good at this game, you can really beat this game in probably like 30 minutes or a little bit more. I'm serious, it's very short. Some of the stages you come across, like you've seen in the footage so far, you got Fat Tony's Casino, and this is the first level. It's pretty simple, just kind of shows you the ropes on how this game plays. The second level is the grocery store, and you kind of go around this one. I like this level a lot just because it's kind of fun to look at, everything, how it's positioned, and it's just a good level. You got to dodge all these different things that are coming your way, and there's this water that can make you go very slow. This third level is Grandpa's house. This is my favorite level in the game. This one's funny, and there's just a lot of stuff going on here. Kind of a hard level on your first time, but after a few tries, you definitely get the hang of it. Each stage definitely is a little different than the last, and they have different layouts and doesn't feel repetitive, so it's very nice that each one is a new experience. No One Can Stop Mr. Domino is a very quirky, unique game, but nonetheless, it's a very fun one. I love the idea of how this game plays, you know, running around all these racetracks, just placing dominoes and then hitting them on your next round, and you just hit and trigger all these tricks to see funny things happen. You will be probably retrying these levels a lot, but you get better and better, and you'll eventually be able to beat the game in no time at all. There's some levels here, like the 5th level, where there's an extra area you can go to you don't have to access if you don't want to, but just to get some extra points. I like how they have some non-linearity going on in a couple of these levels. You can even unlock different characters when you beat the game, depending on how well you do on your score. There's a total of 5 characters in the game, and you only get 2 at the start, so that's kind of cool. Unfortunately though, the replay value is just very low. I mean, once you beat the game, you've pretty much seen it all. I mean, you can play as a different Domino character, but it doesn't really do anything different, minus maybe a different cutscene at the end. Because once you activate these tricks, it's the same tricks every single time, so you can't skip through them, so you're like, okay, I see it, I see the popcorn shooting out. At least for me, I thought turning left and right sometimes, you have to kind of be really alert on when you do that, because if you walk and you do it with left and right, it won't work sometimes. This is just my personal experience, but you gotta time it perfectly whenever you're trying to turn. Visually, nothing crazy going on here, but the music, let me tell y'all, it is awesome. If you've heard the music in the background this whole time, there's not too many tracks, but they do a good job with the music. I love good music in puzzle games. Give this soundtrack a listen sometime in your free time. It's pretty good, you won't be disappointed. It's also just a one-player game. Would have been cool to see another player get involved with this one, but oh well. For a single player experience, if you like puzzle games and you want to play something completely different than you've ever played before, Mr. Domino is definitely a must-play on the original PlayStation. Of course, you know this game is stuck on the PS1, so if you want to get this game, thankfully it's not too expensive. It's very affordable. It's a very obscure game too, and it's not very long like I said, but I still think it's worth the price for about 20 to 30 bucks. Well, that's all I've got to say about this game. I'm gonna go outside and run and just keep on going until my stamina runs out. I appreciate you guys for sticking around to watch this video. If you have anything to say, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you got and what your opinions are about this weird ass game. Until next time, y'all take it easy.